Sally Ann says, morning, Lisa. Good morning, Sally Ann. Thank you for joining. Let me show you a brand new boat. That is the new day boat for Phoenix Fleet, which is also probably better known as the pilot's office. Isn't it beautiful? And it's called Phoenix as well. I love that. I think it's beautiful. David says, good morning, Lisa. Good morning, David. How are you and Vicky today? Well, I hope. I was just showing Sally Ann the new day boat at Phoenix Fleet. It's beautiful. It's wobbly because I was zoomed in. Sally Ann says, I saw that on your Facebook page. Isn't she fabulous? She really is. Yes, I saw that it was out. I knew one was in the process. Or in the pipeline, I should say. And once I saw the post and I reposted it yesterday, I thought I've got to come and see if I can film it today. So I've put it on the photographic account that I can't mention. So I'm sure you'll know what I mean, where you just post photos. And I've tagged them in it, so I hope they see it and like it. David says, we are just the same as usual, fair to rubbish. Oh. It's very quiet. I know it's early in the day, but it is quiet. Look, there's not a single person over there. oh, apologies. There is. There are people feeding the ducks, but there's nobody sat there. This seems to be going rather fast. Let's have a look. It might not be. It might just be the noise, how the sound is travelling. See if I can zoom in. Looks like it's aiming straight for us. The grass cutting boat. Stephen says, good morning, Lisa. Morning, Stephen. How are you doing today? What day are you today? Oh. I think that's what you call crash bang wallop. Did you hear that? Were you able to hear it? Let me just take it off because he's coming out of his boat. What day COVID are you today, Stephen? I lost track after a while. All I knew was I didn't like it. Richard says, morning, Lisa. The lack of boats is a bit worrying. After all, it is August. It was COVID after all. Getting better now. Well, you've had COVID, Richard, as well. Stephen's got COVID. Stephen says he came in a bit hard. Yes, that was a bit mad, wasn't it? Right at the very beginning, I think it was just Sally Ann and then David. I showed them the brand new day boat I've fallen in love with at Phoenix Fleet, which is part of the pilot's office. So let me just show you. Look at that. It's called Phoenix. Sorry to hear you had COVID, Richard. Stephen says, on day 5, could not remember what day it was yesterday. I know, it really messes with your brain. Have you got to the dizzy stage yet, Stephen? I think that's about day 5, where you have to hold on to the wall. That's not nice. I know Suzanne, she's not in here yet, but she had the dizzy phase and she was telling me about it. And then, of course, I got it. Just the whole COVID thing is so unpleasant. Steve says, not got there yet. Oh. I think it lingers for about 3 days, the dizziness. David says, touch wood, we have stayed free of COVID up till now. Vicky had to test Monday and was clear. You're very lucky, David, that you've escaped all this time. If anybody's watching and they don't know where I am today, Stephen says, I saw the new boat on your Facebook. Yes, that's why, Stephen, I thought I must go and find it. I must. And I've put a photograph on because there's certain things you can't actually say on here. But I can read out your comment and say it. But I put a photo on that photographic place where you just put photos. And I put one on, looks something like that, with the chair, and might be zoomed in a bit. But look at this boat. David says, I don't meet many people while fishing, and we only go to town once a week. I don't know if you can see, but it's got what looks like, I mean, they're probably not, but it looks like Lloyd Loom chairs in the front there. It's called Phoenix. Very noisy. Stephen says it's beautiful. It is a beautiful boat, yes, it really is. Oh, Egyptians just flown under the bridge. I tried to take a photo. When I arrived here and drove over the bridge, I could see lots of, wait a minute, air ambulance. I missed a message. Richard says, nice boat, reminds me of the boats from the 50s or 60s. Yes, me too. That's, you know, and when it's so different now compared to what the boats we have now, it really stands out. Well, we managed to reverse out, okay, without hitting anything. Right, what was I saying? As I drove over the bridge, this bridge, on my way here this morning, because I've had to park over there today, over where the flags are. I wasn't able to park today. Sorry, I was a bit fast spinning around. Sometimes I can park here, but there's no spaces today. So I looked over the bridge and there was a boat being stacked up with loads of jerry cans of fuel and going down, I presume going down to the boatyard. And I thought, oh, I need a photo of that, because that's like the working side of the river, isn't it? And so I quickly parked up and got up here, and they'd already left and they were down at the corner at the bend of the river. So I haven't looked at my footage. I tried to film it, but I doubt you'll see the jerry cans inside the boat. But I'll have a look. But I thought, wow, that's amazing. So I suppose they need that for all their day boats. You forget that, you know, they're such a long way down the river, they can't get fuel and things delivered. Thank you for the likes on this live stream. And hello to the 14 of you here. Anthony says, hello. It's been quiet a few years since I was on... it's been quite a few years since I was on the Broads. Well, you'll have to come back again, Anthony. Come back and pay the Broads a visit. It's very quiet this year, though. Each month I think, oh, well, maybe next month that'll be quieter, but now we're in August. You know, and if I show you over there, look, it's August, the peak weeks, and not a single bench is occupied. It's very sad. Everybody's gone abroad and they're all queuing up for hours trying to get their suitcases. Let me just zoom back out of there. So people are taking a day boat out. I think that boat was new last year. I don't know that I fancy that one as much as I fancy that one. It's cooler today, which is so much nicer. Nice breeze. Richard says, I wonder how many people have cancelled due to the cost of living situation. I imagine an awful lot. And also they can go abroad again. And, you know, if going abroad is the same price as hiring a fancy cruiser on the Broads, I know what I'd pick, but what are the majority of people going to pick? You know, not all cruisers, when I say this, and I know I've said this an awful lot, but not, you know, the top of the range cruisers are about £3,000 or £4,000 a week. Now, I'm sure some of the people are going abroad for less than that. I don't know, because it's a long time since I've had a holiday abroad. And this is the result. And also in COVID times, all the prices were put up for the boats because there was such high demand, so they could charge anything they wanted. And if it floated, or if it floated on the water, it was out on hire. Well, they haven't reduced the prices. And this is the result. And with, as Richard said, the cost of living. David says he would pick the cruiser, of course. Yes. Stephen says, I know which I would have. Give me a boat any day. Absolutely, Stephen. I would pick a boat. I don't really like the heat as much now. I didn't care when I was 18, 20. You know, I was off to Malta and looking around Salima and Gozo, or I was in Tunisia at Djerba, which is an island off Tunisia. Cyprus is my absolute favourite place. But Cyprus would definitely be far too hot for me now. I like Jersey, I've been there. The hospital into the hillside. David says 4 weeks to go to Hemsbury Beach. I wonder if this might be going under the bridge, this sailing yacht. So, did you all watch yesterday's video where the cruiser hit the sailing boat that was moored? Did you see that? And did you see, I think it was in the same video because I've got a couple of videos on the go in the making. Stephen says going to Cornwall in November. Wow, I've never been to Cornwall and that is on my list of to-do places. Richard says that sounds like a crazy price to me. Okay, if the price is shared between several people, it isn't so bad. Give me a Broads cruiser holiday anytime and I'm a happy bunny. Yes. Yeah, that is the price though, for the new ones that they have. Sally Ann says, I've booked a budget cruiser from Barnes in September, £450 for 4 nights. Nice boat with dual steering, just what I wanted. Sounds great, Sally Ann. Oh no, they're not going. Are they going under the bridge? I thought they were going to turn at the last minute. They are going through the bridge because they're filming themselves.
Driving them big lorries in the motorway, isn't it?
Bob by the water says, morning all. Good morning, Bob. Thanks for joining us. Stephen says, yes, I watched the video last night. Bob, I've a nice boat to show you. When the children move out the way, I'll show you. Sally Ann says, morning, Bob. We've got a cruiser just coming out of the basin. Right, Bob, I'll probably show you quickly. Look at that. Isn't that the most beautiful day boat you've ever seen? I ought to be on commission, really, didn't I? Thank you for the 6 likes on this live stream. And thank you to the 15 of you that are in here watching this live. That boat was so quiet. Bob says very nice. Yes, it is. I think it's nice. They only put it online yesterday to tell people of its existence. So I had to come down here today to try and be one of the first to film it and take its photo and put it on all the different places that I do. Could you see that, or was I not actually over enough? They hit the key heading, didn't they? Could you hear that? I wasn't sure how far across I was, and I just heard the bang. I was in the shade initially here, but now I've got the sun. It's just arrived. Stephen says, just a bit of a hit. Yes, it was rather loud, wasn't it? They tried to turn round. We see it all when we're out, don't we? As I always say, it doesn't matter. Wherever I go, something always happens. So it just shows you how many incidents or, you know, little mishaps there are daily. Several boats coming out of the basin. Presumably they are in there for the night. I don't know. I've got fish jumping or something beside me. Let's have a look. David, we need you to tell us what fish these are. They've just been, I know that's a duck. There was fish just jumping in front of the bridge. David says, either that or you're a jinx. Yeah, more than likely. My friends always say to me, you're so lucky, you always see things. But it's not that at all, it's just things happen. Bob says, I'll give you a list of where I'll be next week if you want mishaps. So what do you reckon? Do you think this boat will go under, this little day boat headed this way? Will it go under the bridge? Oh, I just saw that fish again. David, look, what's going on here? It won't do it now. Every time I have the camera. But they're coming out of the water and splashing, obviously. I doubt I'm going to catch a fish on camera jumping, am I? Sally Ann says perhaps there's a pike about. Ah, yes, good point, Sally Ann. David says there could be insects on the surface they are feeding on. Yes. Good point. Oh, we're up to 9 likes on this live stream now. Thank you, everybody. And 19 people watching. Have you noticed every time I say how many people are watching, it always goes down by 1? I don't know why that is, but if you watch that every time I say it. Oh, and I said, look, it's gone down again. Just because I'm mentioning, and again. That's so funny. The square building over there is holiday apartments, for those of you who don't know. I stayed in one of those in the beginning of May, and it was the most peaceful setting. It was beautiful. I know you're probably thinking, well, you only live down the road. Why do you holiday there? Well, it's so I can make videos and put them on here for others to discover. And that's how, when we discuss things in lives, I say, oh, I've got a video on that. Look at my such and such a playlist. Well, if I didn't go around filming all these things, I wouldn't be able to say that. Richard says, I've just raided my Broads archive. I have an invoice from, I presume, is that going to be Buccaneers Group or Brad Beers Buccaneers Group, dated June 1960. The price for 1 week in June was £24 for the boat, plus 10 shillings for our pet dog. Oh, I say, Richard, that's wonderful information there you just provided us all with. Thank you for that. £24 for a boat. Wow. David says it's going down again. Going for my paper. Catch you later. Thank you, David. Thanks for joining us. Say hi to Vicky for me. The fish have stopped jumping beside me, by the way. That basin is very busy, isn't it? Perhaps I need to do a live up there. I can actually sit under the bridge. I'll get my chair one day and we'll do that. We'll go and sit up there because you can get a nice view down the river as well. And it might be a bit of shade. Stephen says, sounds like a plan. Yes, where those, not where the people are stood. Come to the right a bit, and this side of the water, there's the mechanism for the saline barrier. And I can sit beside the saline barrier. That's where I started doing my videos, from up there on a Saturday, watching the boats going out on hire. They were my first videos. And then I thought, well, this is getting a bit repetitive now. I need to find a different location. Just going to see if I can stand you here on the arm of the bench. In fact, I might even take a photo or a little bit of video. Whether it will come out, I don't know. Oh yeah, you can see. So that'll be in my next video. The things I do. Right, let's see if I can get it. The boat has just come under the bridge. I think it's better when I don't, when it's just on a level position for you to watch. A couple of cruisers heading this way, that's always good. Thank you for the 11 likes on this live stream. And if I haven't already said hello to you, hello to the 14 of you in here. Or 12. That is so funny. It always does that. It goes down. Let's zoom in a bit and then you can see the boats. Nice, the clouds are covering up the sun. It's not often you have to say that. Don't know if it's the river that smells today or some drains. It's not very pleasant. This cruiser doesn't know where it's going to moor. A duckling's lost mum. Richard says the boat was called Minx 11. I remember it well. Rained every day outside and inside the boat. Oh no! You had to mop the decks if the weather was hot. Or they dried out. Oh my goodness. Oh, does anybody know where the duckling's mum is? Oh, it's getting loud, it's getting more cross. Mum, where are you? Oh no, it's Mum calling. Is it Mum calling her duckling? There's one following, but I don't think that's who she's calling. They're going to go through the little arch of the bridge. Oh. Let's turn this back round. Hello to the new people just joining us. This is Potter Heigham, which is part of the Norfolk Broads in the east of England. Jean says, morning, just spotted you on Herbert Wood's webcam. Thanks, Jean. Let me show you where the webcam is. Well, there's two over there. There's, I can show you, there's that one there. That does the day boats right in front of Herbert Woods. I can't think where the other one is now. I did know at one time. And then the one that swings around and shows you everywhere is on that square building. There is another one on there. Let me look rather than zoom out so it stops shaking. Right, I think I found it. Not the one facing, oh, I'm not very good at this. Not that one facing that way. The other little one beside it. There's a little black round. I think that's the one that's looking at me. The one, yeah, the one, there's one up there, isn't there, that overlooks the marina, and there's one that swings around. So maybe this one here then is just, because there's one that looks onto the day boats. There's three, isn't there? One that spins round and does the whole area, including down there. There's one that, maybe the one that does the day boats does the bridge as well. I can't remember, it's so long since I've looked at them. And then there's one that does the marina around the back. So everybody's now gone to look at Potter Heigham or Herbert Woods webcams. Let me know when you have and I'll wave to you. There's a couple of sailing boats just around the top bend. I don't know if they're going to the Dramasting area. Let's have a look. Dennis says, good morning to you, Lisa. Nice to hear you. Bit of mixed sky there. Have a nice morning from Janice. Oh, thank you, Janice. There you are, there's the two sailing boats I mentioned. Sorry. Dennis has never had cars parked on the left in my day. Those ones there. Yeah, they're all the people that have gone out on day boats. Don't the sailing boats look stunning? It's nice to have a bit of activity in front of us. Richard says, I'm looking at a little guidebook from Brad Beer Limited, dated 1963. If you want to know low water at Yarmouth Yacht Station from March to October, I can tell you they were known as the Red Whale Fleet. Stephen says, I've just found out how to look at the webcam. Dennis says, what height do you have under the bridge? Oh, I don't know if I can see from here, because it's over there. These people don't want that little day boat to park there, and asking them to move. My goodness, we've got 17 likes on this live stream. Thank you so much. See, it's the likes that, however many likes you get on here, determines whether YouTube push it out to a greater audience or not. Hev says, haha, everyone's gone to the webcam. Yes, I thought they might. Thanks, Jean. I couldn't get to watch it on my iPad. Just getting the message, this stream is unavailable. Oh, well, Hev, that was down to me. I quickly messaged Broad Herbert Woods and said, switch the webcam off. No, I didn't really, Hev. Just me being silly. Alan says, we'll be there in 3 weeks. Wonderful, Alan. Jean says, I look at the webcam every morning, have it on the TV while I'm working. To you. I think the only time I put the webcam on is if I hear or if I read on one of the other platforms that a boat is wedged under the bridge, and then I have a look and I try and determine if I've got enough time to get here to come and get a photo or not. But other than that, I haven't really any need to look at the webcams. I do when it's spring tides and everywhere's flooded. I do look then. Richard said I had to close the archives. I'll never get anything done if I don't. Oh, it's nice to have a look though, isn't it, Richard? About 5 minutes ago, we had 17 likes on this live stream. Now we're up to 21. Amazing. Steve says I'm going to have to check it out more often now I know how to. There's also one at Barnes Brinkcraft, Stephen, at Wroxham, looks up and down the river and the Wroxham Bridge. There's one on Hickling Broad. Jean says it's addictive. Hev is laughing at me because I said I rang Herbert Woods and told him to switch off the webcam. There's a webcam at Martham Boatyard and there's a webcam at Acle Bridge, but they're only used for the Three Rivers race. A gentleman who I chat to at Ludden Bridge on Sunday mornings, he goes and has a look at the boats Sunday mornings. He told me there's a webcam in Horning. Dave says he's back. That was quick, David. Something to do with the holiday cottages in Horning, but I haven't had a chance to look that up yet. Richard says, Gina's right, it is addictive. I just don't care, I love it. David says he went by car as his hip's giving him pain. I suppose, in a way, I'm a mobile camera, webcam, when I go live, aren't I? Hadn't thought of it like that. Proper webcams are not wobbly like mine. I'm just going to open the legs out on this little tripod that you're all sat on. Sometimes I can't. Like now, wait a minute. Sally Ann says you're a talking webcam. Yes, do I talk too much? Tell me if I talk too much. There we go. Oh, they're going to go under the... No, they're not. They're going into that. I thought they were going to go under. Oh, that was my hand. Yeah, you don't get... You know, you get better service with the webcam. You don't get hands in the way, do you? Now I think you're lopsided. You're on the arm of this bench. And it's a bit wobbly. Well, no, it's slippery, actually. Oh, Sally Ann, that's very kind. Sally Ann says, if we didn't love listening to you, we wouldn't be here. Oh. Richard says, wobbly broads is better than no broads at all, Lisa. Oh, that is That is what I'd have if it wasn't for you, Lisa. Hev says, I'd love to see a webcam on the Reedham Chain Ferry. That is addictive watching. Stephen says, I agree, Sally Ann. Thank you, Stephen. Hev, I did actually wonder about doing a live from Reedham. I thought I'd get on the ferry, drive across, and then park in the car park opposite, position the car at a certain angle, and then just sit there and have the camera pointed on the ferry. And then I thought you all might get bored of that. Is that something you'd like to do? Let's have a little vote. Do people fancy doing the Reedham Ferry as a live? Jean says, yes, you are. I don't know what you mean by... What do you mean, Jean? Stephen says, give it a go, yes. Okay, I will. Well, oh, look at this. Look, I don't know. That's a red aeroplane. Looks like red military aeroplane. Maybe somebody would like to go on flight radar and find out what that plane is. It's all red and it looked like a military aeroplane. I've never seen anything like that before. I know it's on the flight path to Norwich, but I don't think it's going to Norwich. It's too high. It might be. I don't know. So if somebody would like to look on flight radar, and I just realised YouTube won't like me saying that. And then perhaps you could let us all know what that red plane was. Yes, it's turning. It's turned. I don't know. I don't know if it's going into Norwich or not. It might be. David says, I can see you on Herbert Wood's webcam. Thanks, David. Stephen says we're all looking at the webcams now as well. Yes, I know you are. Heb says that would be brilliant. What, to go to Reedham Ferry? Heb says all the boats trying to avoid the ferry as well. Yes. Richard says, Reedham Chain Ferry gets quite interesting when it's busy, especially on Saturday afternoon when all the first-time boaters come down. They suddenly realise they aren't driving a car anymore. Here we go, they got to paddle to go under the bridge. I think there might be a boat, yes. Oh dear, a few crosswords there. From that boat to this boat. So while that was going on, there's that little bit of mooring up there. Kenneth, thank you so much for looking. Kenneth says it's not showing on flight radar. Yes, that was definitely a military plane, so that would be why it wasn't showing. But it was all red. I just knew it was military. Somehow something told me, but it was all red. Never seen that before. Very strange. David says, which way is the tide running? Good question, David. I have not got a clue. Jean says, you have a very relaxing voice. Oh, Jean. Jean, you've seen me in person and chatted to me in person. I don't really. It's just me. Thank you, though. David, I don't know what way the tide's going, and somebody asked what the... I think it... Heb says military planes rarely show up on flight radar. Yes. It was worth a look, though, to find out if it was going into Norwich. I thought it was too high if it was going to Norwich. But an all red plane with like a pattern on it, and it just looked very military and sounded military. It's very strange. Janet says, hi Lisa and all. Hi Janet, thank you for joining us. Right, we're just going to, somebody asked, David's asked what way is the tide running, and I haven't got a clue. I only know tides at the beach. No, Sally Ann says, was it red arrows? No, it wasn't red arrows. Far too big a plane. Yeah, let me see. Let me go back. David asked, what's the tide doing? And I don't know. I can only tell the tide when I'm at the beach, and I can tell you if the tide's coming in or going out. David says, if the tide is running out, the day boat had right of way. The day boat definitely was telling the sailing boat he approached the bridge from the wrong angle or something like that. Right, I'm going to get up. We're going to go to the corner here, and we're going to have a look and see if we can see what the water is under the bridge. Let me just take you off Zoom. $25 likes on this live stream. Thank you all so much. Right, if you're all looking on the live webcam still, you'll see I've just stood up. Right, let's have a look. I've got to try and keep an eye on what you're viewing. Not fall in the river. I don't know. Let's have a look. £6'5"? Does that say? It always swirls in front of the bridge though, because of the volume from each side going through the small narrow piece. What height did you all think it was? Heb says it could be a red arrow. They fly our RAF Scampton Lincoln out of RAF Scampton, Lincolnshire, so not far. Janet says not very clear from board. Yes, it needs a clean, doesn't it? I like how the ducks, when the water's low, sit on the little buttress piece. Look, Mum has found her duckling. And she's just come out of Phoenix Fleet, where the day boats are. So what it was doing in there, I don't know. Oh, Sally Ann, duck food. It's... You're great, you remind me every day. It's in the boot of my car, funnily enough. I'm hopeless. When I'm going out to do a live, all I think about is a live. Yet, before I did lives, I'd just sit there, you know, in my car, and I'd get my duck food out, and it was a different world then. Now I'm live, all I think about is being live. Richard says water looks fairly... Oh, I say. That's what I need. Looks like a lifeboat, doesn't it? A grey lifeboat instead of an orange one. That's what I need for bombing up and down the river in. Have my camera attached to the front and we'd be well away. What we got going on? What's happening up there? Janet says at least the duck food will be sprouting soon. Hev says please don't fall in. When I was further down the way, Hev, I know. That's the thing, because you concentrate on the camera so that I see I'm not showing you just the grass or something. And it is very, it's an odd sensation to look at the camera and then look in real time. It's very hard to explain. I think that's why on my very first one at Martham, that's why I nearly dropped my camera in the slipway, the stave piece. It's very, I don't know, disorientating in a way. I am getting more used to it, but you just need to walk really slowly. Sally Ann says, put the duck food on the passenger seat. Okay, Sally Ann, I will tomorrow. Oh, tomorrow. Let me tell you about tomorrow. Stephen says, put the duck food in your camera bag. It's a big bag of food. Big bag of seed. Tomorrow. Tomorrow will be different. I'm going to do a live, but I'll be at the seaside somewhere, not too far from here. It's the chauffeur's birthday tomorrow, so I thought, well, better take the chauffeur out for lunch, hadn't I? So there'll be ships, and Stephen says fish and chips on the seafront. Well, it will be a seafront, but it won't be fish and chips, because I'm the only person on this planet who doesn't like fish and chips. Janet says Sheringham. No, that would be closer than Sheringham. I'm going to go to Galston. We like it there because you've got the harbour, and sometimes the ships, you time it right and the ships go in and out. I know it's not very far, but that's what we like. And the chauffeur is probably watching this or watching it later, and he isn't in great health, so we won't go too far. Oh my goodness, look this is Louise coming down here, if I can zoom in. Now Louise should go under the bridge once it's unloaded. It's the very glamorous refuse collection boat that goes along to all the holiday properties, and you know, the ones that people live in, some of them. Goes and picks up all the rubbish. It's going to go and sit over there at Herbert Woods and unload. There'll be a van or a lorry come soon to collect it. And then when it's done, it usually then goes under the bridge, and look at the size of it, but that does go under the bridge. Look at all that rubbish. I mean, I could easily not show you this side of the river, but it's a working river and it's what goes on, and I think it's important to show everything, you know, even down to the main mundane things of how the refuse is collected. Now he's going to park right in our way, more in our way, I should say. Well, we'll see enough. So they'll be waiting for the dust car or the refuse collection vehicle, whatever you want to call it. That's what they'll wait for now, and then that'll appear. Janet says, what? Don't like fish and chips? No, I don't, I'm afraid. Janet says we like to see all the activity. Thank you, Janet. I just think, you know, it's good to show all sides. And I don't know if you were here when I said when I arrived, there was a boat over there where they are now, and it was being loaded up with so many petrol containers, and I think it was going down to the boatyard at Maycraft, further along the river. And then I thought, well, yes, that makes sense. They have day boats that go out, but there's no way of, I think a boat maybe. Oh no, it was a bus went over the bridge, sorry. They have no way of getting a petrol delivery down there. So of course it has to go down by boat. I was driving over the bridge when I saw that, so I parked up and just got to the bridge as it was down at the bottom on the corner. So hopefully you'll be able to see some of the fuel cans. I mean, it was jam-packed full. Stephen says, we like to see everything that's going on. Thank you, Stephen. Yeah, I think, I think it's good to know and see that the working side of the river fascinates me. You think it's all just holiday boats, but it isn't. Gentleman's just waved to us. I'm very well, thank you. Sorry. Yeah, I think it's good to show every aspect. And if you're here in the morning and one of the properties further down the river are being renovated, you might see a kitchen being put onto a boat. I have seen, or I filmed, a boat with a flat side platform type thing attached to it, and the kitchen was all stacked up on that, and that was going to be taken down to one of the holiday properties. We filmed the gentleman the other day cleaning their boat, didn't we? That one. Poppy, that's called. Right, let's see, while I was rabbiting on, let's see what messages I missed. Richard says it was a working river system long before the holiday trade took over. Absolutely, Richard. There would have been all the reeds from the reed cutter, the sedge. Sorry? I can't hear you. Oh, they're trying to talk to me and I can't hear them. Oh, if you watch this, both of you, I'm sorry I couldn't hear you. Sorry, I probably said that too loud and probably deafened you all. Oh, the dog's just lost a ball in the river. Oh, she ran to get it, and as she was running, it fell out of her mouth and it's now gone in the river. I think that lady's going to get it for her. Oh. Look at her asking the lady to get a ball for her. Oh, they've got it. Well done. Oh, that was good. David says, I hope you don't outstay your welcome in Latham's car park. I'm not in Latham's car park itself. I'm in the car park this side. That car park. Not in the holiday park for Herbert Woods. And there is no time limit. Janet says, oh, how sweet. That was very sweet, getting the dog's ball out. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. I'm trying to read messages and I'm getting distracted. Oh, no, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I want to read the messages. Richard says, I'm old enough to remember the commercial traffic on the River Yare. Even then it was in decline though. I wish all those ships still went along the Yare. That would just be amazing to film. I'd really like that. Jean says, yes, Reedham Ferry would be good, would be a good live. David says, I know there is at Latham's. Yes, there is at Latham's, but not this side of the road. There isn't. Janet says, is there a time limit at Latham's car park now? If you park in the car park, Janet, directly behind Latham's, or the car park that is right beside Latham's, then yes, I think it's 3 hours. But if you come across the road to the great big car park opposite, there is no time limit. You know, that's where the Wherry Yacht Charter people, you know, you can pick up the wherry here and go out for the day. And that's the designated place to leave your vehicles. Janet says, is that a recent thing? I think there's been a time limit in Latham's car park for quite a while now. David says, I remember there being a rowing boat on the Yare and a coast coming down the river and scaring Vicky. Dennis says, Lisa, when I was there last year, the first half of the car park in front of Herbert Woods was taken over by Latham's. Jean says, just checked, low water at Potter Heigham at the moment. Thank you, Jean. Hev Park on the side, the car park where all the flags are, and that little burger stall. Park in that car park. And if you're worried, I mean, I always park this end, but if you're worried, park the far end down where the trees are, and you can stay there all day. Well, the truck hasn't come for the rubbish yet. Jean says, must get back to work now. Take care all. Have a good day. Thanks for joining us, Jean. Enjoy the rest of your day. Jean says, you too. Thank you. Say hello to Mike, Jack and Charlie for me. Janet says, bye, Jean. Dennis says, got to go out now. Thank you for joining us, Dennis. Have a good day. Sally Ann says, bye, Jean. I love that everybody chats to each other on here. That's great. Stephen says, bye, Jean. Derek says, hi, Lisa. Hi, Derek. Thanks for joining. For those of you, I showed this brand new day boat at the beginning of the live stream, but some of you may not have been here then. That's the new day boat for Phoenix Fleet, which is over there. There are the day boats, and it's also the bridge pilot office. Got their flags flying. Isn't it lovely? And it won't be Lloyd Loom chairs, but it's in the style of Lloyd Loom chairs in the front there to sit in. Isn't that beautiful? Hev says, tempting, but husband might protest a tad if I tried to stay all day. Richard says, she used to be warned not to moor on the bends of the river, yeah. Coasters used to swing their stern out as they turned. Very scary if you're in the wrong place. Yes, I can imagine. Dennis says, I meant to say, got to go now, got to go out now, but we'll leave Janice watching you on TV. David says, there is an unsavoury side of Louise for the properties not connected to the main sewers. Yes, I purposely didn't say that to everybody. I remember the days of collecting the buckets, seeing the buckets being collected on a boat. Heb says, I remember the Sanderson family who owned the boatyard used to live on an old coaster moored up in the boatyard. Wow. I bet that was lovely. Thank you for the 28 28 likes on this live. Thank you all. It's by all of you liking it, if you do like it. I mean, you know, don't like it just because I'm mentioning it, but if you're enjoying the live stream, it's the likes that then bring in more people to view it. The more likes, the more YouTube pushes it. And we need more people to come and see how lovely the Broads are. That is my sole purpose, really, in doing all this. Richard says, got to go, Lisa. Take care, all. Richard, thank you so much for joining us. David says, no, we don't. Keep it secret. No, we do. I like to promote the area. Richard says, reported that, Lisa. Thank you. Yes, I've just reported them. Far nicer to share somewhere than keep it just, you know. You need to share it for future generations. Sally Ann says, time for a spot of lunch. Happy birthday to Mr. Lisa for tomorrow. Hope you both have a lovely day. Bye for now. Thank you, Sally Ann. I will go live at some point. Janet says spam cleared. Yes, I didn't delete at all. I reported them all as spam. I was able to report it quicker today than yesterday. The connection for 4G is stronger here than Ludden Bridge, so you'll notice there's been no buffering, no losing contact today. Hev says reported and deleted the spam. Thank you, Hev. Janet says you brought the clouds with you again. Yes, but it's nice and cool here. My phone isn't overheating because it's so hot. There's none of that. It's just a nice temperature today. Very pleasant. Grendel says the more people that report it, the more YouTube has to deal with it. Yes. Well, all the other ones that you may remember, they finally got rid of those ones. And as soon as they get rid of one lot, a new lot comes along. So it's an ongoing problem for YouTube. David says the more people that know and come to the beautiful Norfolk, the less poor pensioners like us will be able to visit. There's always room for everybody to come here. I wonder if this is the van for all the rubbish. David says, can we put a tent on your lawn? Stu says, oops, picture us out of focus now. That's because I zoomed in at the cruiser up the top, probably. Up there.
We can. No, not till now. Wait. It's either or.
Yes, they're going to be unloading that lot off the boat into the van. Usually they have a... Oh, no, they're not. No, the blue and white boat. That van belongs to the blue and white boat. We have a family of Egyptian geese. Five. 4 young ones. And presumably mum at the back. What do you reckon? Do you reckon this cruise is coming down to fill up with water? Or do you think it's just going to turn around? Janet says, looking to moor up. Now, a little fish just jumped in front. Did any of you spot that? Just see how far away from the edge I am. Not far, so you should have seen it. Janet says I was wrong. They're going to have a go at going in the basin. Some of these boats are so quiet. I know I keep saying that. So quiet, they catch me out. Stephen said, just reported the spam. Thank you, Stephen. How can you see up to How Hill, David? Sorry. Stu says, is everyone else seeing this in focus or is it just me? Well, for me, it's absolutely fine. What about everybody else? Janet says it's fine for her. David says, no, the cottage near Womack Dyke. Grendel says, fine for me. What quality are you getting? Mine is in auto at 480p. Mast is going up. Janet says, I'm watching on my laptop. Thanks, David. I'll probably go around the 2-hour mark, okay, when I've been live 2 hours. Stephen says, I'm watching on my television and doing the chat on my phone. Heb says, lovely picture here. Sorry, I'm a bit slow, but had this on the worktop while making some lunch. Rendell says, I am working from home, so the work screen is 32-inch TV, watching this on another laptop next to that. This all sounds very complicated, how you watch. I just watch everything on my iPhone. Yeah, I do have a smart TV and could watch YouTube videos on there, but I never think to do that. Quite big grey clouds. And they're still waiting for the rubbish bags to be collected. Usually the truck is there waiting for them. Still not many people sat in the seating area. 5. And this is August, the peak weeks, and there's just 5 people. Janet says everyone's in Latham's. You're probably right. Stephen says, I agree, it's not very busy. No. It's very sad. Look how grey it is, but there's still blue sky. Look at that. Janet says, I think COVID had a lot to do with the prices going up for hiring. Yes, it did, Janet, because there was such demand for holidays here. They put the prices up because they could charge basically anything they liked, and people were paying it. But they've forgotten to reduce the prices now that everybody's going abroad. You know, I'd just reduce the prices rather than having boats just sat in boat yards doing nothing. And especially for the loyal, regular customers that are now perhaps priced out. That's what I think is sad. And they'll lose those customers because they'll find elsewhere to go. But hey, what do I know about having a business? Stephen says blocking and reporting. Yes, me too. And then I'll read your comments that people have sent. I think I'm now doing the last one, unless any others have sneaked in. Stephen agrees with Janet. He says, yes, you are right. I can't tell if Hev agrees with Janet or not. Oh, we got something. David says, it's a pity I can't show you our lovely blue sky with white fluffy clouds. Janet says, I had to cancel 2 years in a row due to COVID and had to cancel in the end and get my money refunded. David said, this could be the cruiser I saw on the camera at Reps. What's that camera called? Or is that you seeing that from the Herbert Woods camera that spins around? Janet says the spam is really annoying. It spoils the watching. I totally agree. Look, here we go. The rubbish dust cart has finally arrived for all those bags of rubbish on the boat Louise. A little yellow day boat, presumably from Bridgecraft at Acle. Gosh, it's all happening now. Look at that up at the front. Sorry about my cough. David says he's got to go now as his dinner is ready. Bye. Bye, David. Thanks for joining us. Goodness, we've gone up to 32 likes on this live stream. Thank you, everybody. I'll be ending the live soon, though. And it gets to 2 hours, which it's nearly at now. Janet says, oh no, please don't leave. Stephen says, has it really been that long? Yes, it has. Yeah, I'm at 117 minutes. It's amazing how time flies, isn't it? I have to go home because Mr. Chauffeur needs to go out this afternoon, and I've got a parcel coming. So we can do a live in my garden this afternoon if you wish. It's up to you. Just looking at the dead grass or the dead flowers if you want to chat. Stephen says I'll have to find something else to do. It's not quite the same being live in my garden though, is it? Got nothing exciting to watch. Grendel says I will actually have to do some work. We just need to be live all the time, really, don't we? If my parcel arrives early, or it might have even, no, it has, I haven't had a notification saying it's already arrived at home. Janet says, I wish I could watch all day. I know. I'm just thinking if I could go down to Martham this afternoon. But as I say, I need to wait for this parcel. And Mr. Chauffeur's going out, so I can't read my messages while I'm live to tell me what time the parcel's arriving. So if I can, I'll take you down to Martham. It won't be as busy as here, and we know it's not busy here. Janet says, yes please, Martham. I'll try and set up, well not try, I'll set up the live so you can see the journey down there. Steve says, if you get time. See, I need to know, Mr. Chauffeur has to leave the house by 3:45. And I don't know what time my Amazon delivery is arriving. But if I can get to Martham, I most certainly will take you down there. If I do get there, we could walk from one boatyard to the other along the path. Sit on the bench, turn around and walk back again. Because although we'll be sat by the river for a bit of it, we probably won't see a single boat. Right, well, I'm going to go now. Heb says 3 more days of puppy sitting and the family will be home. I better tidy up. Janet says, love the wooden boats at Martham. Yes, well, hopefully there'll be some in the boatyard and we can look at them. Stephen says, just sitting by the river is good. Okay, so we won't walk from boatyard to boatyard. We'll just drive down and sit by the river. That's what we'll do. Hev says, I'd love to see Martham. The village or just down by the river? There's some pretty thatched cottages around the green in Martham. Right, everybody, I'm going to go. Have a nice afternoon, and I'll be back at some point today. It's all right, keep doing these lives, but I don't get anything done at home. Well, I do, but just so. Janet says, thank you, Lisa. We will be happy with whatever you decide. Well, I've decided I'll take you all to Martham later. I just don't know what time. All depends on this delivery. Stephen says, bye, Lisa. Bye, Stephen. Thank you all for joining me, and thank you to everybody who's given this live stream a like. 35 likes. Now, as I say, I'm going to end this live. Janet says, bye, Lisa. But if you look on the webcam, I may sit here for half an hour just trying to get some footage for Sunday's video, okay? So don't all think, oh, she said she was going and she's still sat there. It's a full-time job, this YouTube vlog, I tell you. But I wouldn't have it any other way. Thank you all. Take care. Have a good afternoon. I'll be back later, all right? Bye for now. Bye.